Alright, I'm in Rock Creek Cemetery, D.C., exploring the memorial and resting place of a notable individual at Rock Creek Cemetery here in D.C. And it is William Eleroy Curtis. He was a newspaper correspondent, covered a lot of things, 40-year-long career, but I'm mostly interested, and I was impressed to find out that in the early 1870s, when we had the crazy elections, the ex-Confederates, now known as the White League and the Ku Klux Klan, took off the Confederate uniforms and donned white sheets and hoods and embarked on domestic terrorism for decades, stopping blacks from getting the right to vote and becoming first-class citizens and participating in democracy. And it was a horrible time. But this guy, William Eleroy Curtis, spoke the truth about him, and they were mad. They placed a $5,000 bounty on his head, about $150,000 in today's money. And but he was not afraid to stand up to them. And so read about that. He had the Calchuta massacre in Louisiana. He had the Barber County massacre in Alabama. In 1871, there was a coup in Louisiana. They took over the State House for a couple days. Later on in 1898, there was the Wilmington, North Carolina massacre and coup. And so read about this, before you say my heritage or my friend's heritage, well, let's look into what their heritage was. And it wasn't very pretty. It was connected to racism, violence, slavery, anti-liberty, and it had no place in our country. And I'm glad we got rid of it. It's not a heritage to be proud of. So just mourn your ancestors and shake your head ruefully, but I don't want to see any celebration or memorials to these guys. And William would agree with me. He spoke the truth. The White League and the Ku Klux Klan in the 1870s were a domestic terrorist organization and were anti-democratic. And of course, they flared up again in the 1890s and 1920s and marched up and down Pennsylvania Avenue in 1912. They built a hideous monument in Arlington Cemetery that was finally removed, and of course the current clown wants to put it back. And so we're still living with this stuff, people. It's not ancient history. Study the past, you'll see it still lingers. William Eleroy Curtis stood up to the White League and the Ku Klux Klan.